Welcome back to tonight's broadcast, A Place for Stories. I'm Sergio Dominguez, and tonight we continue reading my original novel, What Would I Do Without You? If you're new to the story, I encourage you to begin with Chapter 1 so you can experience Isaac and Aaron's journey from the very beginning. In our last chapter, Isaac finally found the chance to tell Aaron everything that had happened over the weekend. But instead of finding understanding, he watched the person he cared about most drive away, leaving behind more questions than answers. Sometimes, doing the right thing doesn't lead to the outcome we hope for, and sometimes, the truth comes with a price. Let's continue Isaac's journey. This is What Would I Do Without You, Chapter 13. All I could see was dust in the wind as Aaron drove off. What just happened? What did Aaron get so upset about? I thought to myself. I shouldn't have told him about the kiss. As I sat in my car looking out at nothing, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Aaron was jealous. He was upset that I did not hang out all weekend, and he saw me drive off with Chris on Friday. And then I brought up the kiss and he got mad. It has to be that. Maybe Chris was right. Aaron is into me, I reasoned. The last time we had spoken, he mentioned that something was happening between us. When Chris kissed me that night, it felt weird, but at the same time, it felt natural to me. However, Aaron was the person I would rather kiss. Does Aaron feel the same way about me as I feel about him? I contemplated. My head felt like it was going to explode. I had to get out of the car. I was suffocating. I needed some time to chill out and talk to someone. I thought about different people I could go to, but the one person I really wanted to talk to was Aaron. Since that was out of the question, I decided that I really wanted to talk to my abuelo about what happened. Even though abuelo figured out that Aaron meant a lot to me than just a friend, I felt a little embarrassed talking to him about kisses and about Aaron and I having romantic feelings for each other. "What's wrong, Isaac?" I heard my mother ask me from the kitchen as I threw my book bag on my desk in a huff. "I can't figure out this calculus problem," I lied to her. "I really hate this class." She made her way to my room concerned. "Are you having that much trouble? Maybe you should call Aaron." It was as if my mother was taunting me because she knew that we were not talking, and it really bothered me. For a second, I thought she must have said that to rub it in my face. My teenage hormones were augmenting my frustration. "Yeah, sure, Mom. That's a great idea," I accidentally replied sarcastically without looking at her. "I will do you a favor and ignore your sarcasm." She paused, then asked, "Just how bad are you doing in that class?" "I'm passing. Please, just leave me alone about it," I replied angrily. Before she could gather her words to yell at me, my grandfather interrupted. "Mija, stop getting after Isaac. He is passing. He will do fine. Let him figure it out," my grandfather said as he came into my room. "Thanks, abuelo. At least someone believes in me," I said as I turned my attention to my mother. By the look in her eyes, I knew the discussion wasn't over. She finally left the room, but not before letting me know that we were going to talk about my attitude. I knew I went too far, but I was so frustrated that Aaron was angry and that I had not had a chance to explain. Enough is enough. I need to talk to him, I thought as I finished my homework. However, before I could ask permission to go to Aaron's, my dad hollered, "Isaac, Chris is on the phone." I instantly snapped out of my reverie. "Thanks, Dad," I said to him as I grabbed the phone. "Hey, Chris, how are you doing?" After a lengthy conversation, Chris not only asked me if I could come to his mother's funeral, but if I could be one of the pallbearers. I was sure that my mother was still pissed at me for being a bitchy teen earlier, but I needed her. I humbled myself and asked her for help in finding a suit. She agreed, but I knew she was still upset with me. Then I mustered up the courage to convince her to let me go to Aaron's. Surprisingly, everything worked in my favor. "Hi, Isaac. How are you?" Miss Smith asked as she opened the door. "I'm great, thanks," I smiled. "Is Aaron available?" She asked if I would like to wait inside. I declined and told her that I couldn't stay long. "I just need Aaron's help with some math homework. He probably doesn't even want me here anyways," I thought to myself. It was a good 4 or 5 minutes before he finally came out. By that time, I had walked back to my car to sit on the hood. Mr. Smith's car was parked in the driveway. Wow, I didn't even notice it when I got here, I thought to myself. I wonder what kind of mood he is in today. What are you doing here? Aaron said as he walked out and threw his hands up in the air. I need to talk to you. What is going on? What happened now? Why are you acting mad at me? I asked him as I rested my elbows on my knees. Aaron looked down at the ground without saying anything. And please don't tell me that you have a lot on your mind and that you're very stressed. Guess what? We are all a little stressed, I told him as I raised my irritated voice at the end. What do you have to be stressed out about? He asked with a stern look on his face. I gave him what I like to call the Mexican stare down. I even scrunched my eyebrows to make myself look more serious. With his arms crossed, he let out a faint laugh. What's wrong with you? Aaron said as he relaxed his arms. Me? What's wrong with you? I retorted. I could see his shoulders relax as he gave up his bad mood. Anyone sitting here? He pointed to his space on the hood next to me. I was waiting for someone, but I guess you could sit there, I replied sarcastically. My heart jumped for joy that he wanted to sit next to me. Since I was hunched over, I could see up his nostrils when I turned to look at him. Trying to bring a little humor into the situation, I asked, I've never noticed how small your nostrils are. Have they always been that small? How do you even breathe out of those things? I swear there is something wrong with you, he said as he covered his face with his hands, giggled, and shook his head. I'm kidding, Aaron. I'm trying to make you relax, I said as I sat up straight and adjusted myself closer to him. It was so quiet that I could hear him blinking. I was getting annoyed. I rested my hand on his leg, and when he looked at me, I asked, What's wrong? He let out a deep sigh. Nothing's wrong, Isaac. I get a little crazy in my head sometimes. I don't even know why I got upset. High school it's been hard. And I don't mean academically. It's more about all the crap that Chris and the guys put me through. He paused. Why me? He cried loudly towards the sky before he continued. I don't know what is wrong with my dad or who he even is anymore. And then I see you hanging out with Chris and driving off with him. It was hard for me to see. You're supposed to be my friend, he said as he pointed to himself. I was a little disappointed because I really thought it was deeper than that. Strangely, I wanted him to be upset about the kiss. However, I noticed that his reaction to all of this was a little high-strung. So I thought to myself, I tend to say more than I should. I better keep my mouth shut. I didn't say much that night. He needed to vent and let it all out. When he finally gave me the chance to tell him the whole story, I could tell that he was actually listening. He understood why Chris kissed me and why I tried to help him out as much as I did. Eventually, we laid down on the hood with our heads touching, looking up at the sky while he told me stories about his childhood. He spoke about family trips and how different it was back then, before his father took a new and very stressful position. It was obvious that they spent a lot of family time together when he was younger. The more he spoke and told me about his life, the more I wanted to be in it. The way he expressed himself amazed me. He was perfectly engaged, and it felt like a dream come true to have him all to myself. I remember laying in bed afterwards when I realized and accepted my true feelings towards Aaron. The time we spent together was perfect. There was nothing else to it. There were no stars that filled the night sky. There wasn't any background music that created any kind of ambiance. It wasn't even a magical night. It was just him and I, and time simply stood still. Some nights stay with us forever, not because something extraordinary happened, but because for just a little while, everything felt exactly the way it was supposed to. Isaac didn't need fireworks. He didn't need perfect words. He didn't need the stars to shine any brighter. All he needed was for Aaron to understand. Sometimes the greatest moments in our lives aren't the loudest ones. They're the quiet moments, the conversations we'll never forget, the memories we carry long after the night is over. We'll continue Isaac and Aaron's journey in chapter 14. Thank you for spending this time with me and for listening to What Would I Do Without You? If you have been enjoying the story, Please consider liking this video, subscribing to tonight's broadcast, and sharing it with someone who enjoys heartfelt coming-of-age fiction. I'm Sergio Dominguez, and this has been tonight's broadcast, A Place for Stories. Until next time.